Hello, my lovely Aries. Welcome to your November 2019 monthly reading. Oh gosh, guys. How are you feeling in the beginning of Scorpio season? How are you feeling during this time of Mercury retrograde, apparently, in Scorpio, which is supposed to be really bad? Mind you, I know very, very, very little about astrology. I just sometimes overhear that certain events are happening and see memes about it and go, oh well, okay, I guess that's pretty bad. But what about you guys, my lovely viewers? What will the month of November hold for you? Oh, hello. She's extra sporadic, I guess. Sporadic, extra loose in terms of shuffling today. I've been having weird vibes lately, to be honest. And I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's like me and the combination of, you know, it just being a weird time. Or is it just a weird period of just like, I don't know, existence in the universe right now? And not like weird in a very bad way, just weird in a very specific way where I've started to, I think that might be happening also not just with me. You know, new moon and Scorpio, all that coming up. Figuring out what I want to be, where I want to be, and figuring out that, oh, this is really where I am currently is really not where I would have liked to be. Rightio. We have our cards. So what about you guys? So I think, guys, you're also going in, because it is, you know, Scorpio season, it just makes sense. You're treading the deep waters of your intuition, of your psyche. You're not going with the flow in that way of following events wherever they lead and just being really chill about it, really cool about it. But you're specifically more in tune with whatever's happening inside here. Inside your heart, inside your soul, not as much inside your mind. And there is something worrying you. There's something that's keeping you up at night, guys. And I don't know if this is, mind you, for me, a lot of the times when I do readings for myself, because everybody indulges, this card usually pops up eventually because the tarot just tells me to stop, stop asking questions, just, usually go to sleep. That's what the tarot usually ends up telling me. But have I wondered that this card for you guys this time is actually something keeping you up at night? Might be something squabbly, might be picking your fights, might be not being able to figure out what fights you need to pick. Might be the fact that these guys came out in succession. Actually, these guys came out in the same shuffle motion, one after the other. If you guys are looking to start something new, whatever that may be, I think this is more connected with this particular thing, with the High Priestess. And also, as it happens, we also have the Seven of Wands here, which feels aptly appropriate for trying to navigate a new beginning and not really figuring out why. I'm sorry if there's any noise, guys. my budgeting didn't work out for this month, but it's going to work out for next month. And basically, I'll have a new setup and new place and everything next month. It'll be a lot better. I hope so, at least. But back to your reading. There is a worry, I think, somewhere deep inside for you guys, that I don't know if you're already sitting on an idea of what new grounds it is that you want to tread, what new venture you want to start up, what new job position, what new pursuit. I feel like a lot of you for this is like a bigger thing of a general pursuit of happiness, but I might be projecting here. Because, well, to be honest, pursuit of happiness, right? Ten of Cups, where you can't really get happier than that. And it's right here, and it's right after the Seven of Wands. So, what kind of hurdles will you have to win? What kind of a challenge will you have to face to achieve that true happiness? And it's gonna be, well, I think it's not gonna be as rocky of a beginning as you think it's gonna be. Because the Nine of Swords at the end of the day is pretty much always you're worrying about it more than actually needs to be worried about. I think you guys, the sleepless nights you're gonna have are not gonna be perhaps as, well, they're not going to be warranted. They're not going to be warranted to the extent that you're going to be having them. Oh, and look at that, actually, just noticed. I mean, they didn't fall out in succession, but we have definitely a new beginning here, guys. To be honest. Wow, major respect for the cards. Sorry about the noise. We have the Fool, we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Empress. So there's the ladder there, right? You have the beginning, you know where to start. I feel like you guys know where to start. And this is like grabbing the bulls by the horn, card, because, I mean, duh. You know where to start. You know what it needs to be done, not only inside of you with the High Priestess, but also in the material world, to actually set you out on that beginning of, well, what it seems to me from the cards is in general an ending of a pursuit of happiness, of like the true pursuit of happiness. You know where you need to start. You have the tools to make it happen. You have the inner knowledge to make it happen. And you have the growth. You have the wild growth of the green. I don't know how to better explain that for you, but no matter how messed up our planet might become because of us, eventually we're gonna be gone and the planet's gonna cope, right? Plants and trees and all matters of other beings, they will cope. They will evolve. The greening will always happen. Eventually. And it's the wild growth of the forest. In the Latvian cultural landscape, there's one very prominent author who has a series of short fairy tales, so short stories based on the different colors. And for the green fairy tale, the green story, the story is about how the forest came into the city. How moss crawled into the exhaust pipes of cars and buses and various stinky transportation. How it left the electric trolleybuses alone because electricity was fine, They weren't stinking up the place. How just trees were walking like down the street, like a whole forest just like moves, moss first, growth brushes trees, moves into the forest. How old grannies were sitting on the roadside, just picking the mushrooms that were just like passing them by. And I've always loved that story. It kind of feels like this. The thing that you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to do, don't get hung up on this moment. I think this is the thing that the cards want me to tell you the most. It's not the biggest battle you will have, might be, well, it's not even a big battle. It's just you might have disagreements with others over what you're trying to do. Others might not agree with what you're trying to do. This as well is something inconsequential because you know what you're doing. You know what's happening. You know what's going on. You know what you're up to. You're good. And you have the story within you. You have, I mean, like this succession of cards, it's just wow. Wow. like, like these were properly pre-shuffled cards, and stay confident in yourself, in your ability to handle this, in your ability to make the right decisions, and make the right decisions for yourself. You know what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And you know exactly what you're striving for. Good. It's just a matter of trusting yourself in that, not agonizing over it, and definitely not agonizing over what what others might think of you, how others might disagree with you, how others are picking a fight over your decisions, which don't influence them most of the times at all. I think the people who might be picking a fight with you over this are mostly completely unaffected by whatever you're going to be getting up to too. So, new job, new venture, new hobby, a bigger life change, considering the fact that this is not a chain of wands, a chain of pentacles, a chain of cups, or a chain of swords. This is a chain of major arcana starting from the Fool. I would dare to say this is something bigger for you guys than just a job, a career, a new relationship, a business venture, whatever. No, this is the big one. This is about something big. If it is a career thing, it's a complete career overhaul. And if it's not like a career overhaul, it's not like just like getting a job in a new field. No, I mean like figuring out a whole different way to go about having a job, about how going about figuring out a new way to go about having an income. Um, Figuring if it is about relationships is about realizing there is a different way to build relationships, whatever that might mean for you. Realizing that the relationships you need in your life are completely different from the ones that you have, and going about building the ones that you need, the ones that are actually good for you and would be good for the others too. And I think you get my point. Whatever it is that's like bubbling inside of you, that's like starting up inside of you for the month of November, heck yeah, and don't worry about it. It's gonna be really good. What do I want to give you? I want to give you a Latvian sign. Maybe I want to give you a couple of oracle cards. So, well, I usually don't take the oracle cards from the bottom of the deck, but these are kind of complementary. This one is the sign for, well, not the underworld, more like the spirit world. Both of these are very, and this is a sign for the life, for the sun. They are kind of complementary. Both of them are very strong protection signs. If you want, feel free to jot them down, pause the video, use them as sigils. They work wonders as sigils. They are actual symbols used in Latvian culture as protective symbols too. There is a larger alchemy here. There is something bigger here at stake. That's the thing. I wouldn't, from the top of the deck I get like the sign of dark, and the bottom of the deck I get the sign of light. This is not just your regular old wands or cups or pentacles or swords. No, this is a big major like life moment for you guys. So whatever decisions you're making, whatever is stirring up, like whatever decisions you're finally decide to make, because I feel like some of you might be sitting on something for a long time, just thinking, I kind of want to do something about this. I kind of want to do something about this. And November is going to be the time when you're going to hit that moment of, it's time to do something about this. You know how to do it, know how to go about it. Even if you don't know how to go about it, trust. Sorry about the noise. But I'm glad they're having fun. Trust that you will figure it out on the go. Trust that you can make the right decision on the go if needs be. You might not know the pathway you're going to be walking, but trust that your feet will find a way regardless. In whatever way you might take that with, might be you have walked this path before in some other life. Whatever you believe about that. Thank you, Aries, so much for watching. I wish you the best of luck in the month of November. I have a couple of big announcements coming up, also quite soon, hopefully. And hopefully a lot more new videos coming out beginning of November and going forward. Good luck, guys. I'll do all the YouTube things if this vibed you. If not, go find another tarot reader that does vibe with you. Good luck, guys. See you.